The signs are still there. Debris, cars, furniture, appliances, and of course the dried mud. Over 300,000 tons of it right where it all came to rest more than a month ago. A few of the main roads have been bulldozed and some homes excavated. But looking at this hillside in Farmington, even now, the devastation shocks. Over 37 homes had some kind of damage, much of it minor. 12 homes were demolished. But there are signs of renewed life. The Moultons are almost done remodeling their basement. Instead of 70 inches of mud, there are new walls, a cleaned-up fireplace, and new appliances.
We've had many hands helping us. Our family and Ward from the church, from our church, has been assigned to help us, and many other people.
That help has come primarily from the LDS Church. The Wards and Stakes have mobilized for a major rebuilding effort.
When we first got over the initial shock of the flood, we sat down and we divided the number of homes that needed attention between each of the wards involved in Farmington. And so President Smoot's stake had 3 or 4 homes, and all of the bishops in my stake had 3 or 4 homes that they were responsible for. We tried to get, our goal is to get them back to whole, as near as we can to what they were before the flood.
President White says thousands of volunteer hours and dollars have gone to restoring the homes that had moderate damage. Basements and garages have been emptied, yards have been leveled, ready for new landscaping. But all the volunteer work hasn't come just from religious organizations. Community and business have joined in. Chevron Oil donated heavy equipment for weeks, like this front-end loader that's been making a dent in the mounds of earth. With the labor donated, the LDS Church helping financially where needed, and some government money from FEMA, most of the homes will be fully restored. But for 12 homes, restoration may not happen. The city has placed a moratorium on rebuilding any of the homes in the direct flood path, while government geologists determine if future home building here is safe. If the answer is no and residents can't return, Farmington has to look at its options. The mayor says the city may try to find money to buy the land and turn it into a retention pond or park. Residents then would have to build elsewhere. LDS leaders say they're ready to help.
We want them to help themselves first. Then the church will help them. And we'll probably involve wards again to provide priesthood quorum labor and materials. If they can't afford it, we'll take the materials out of fast offering funds. And with that volunteer labor figured into the contractor's estimate of what it'll cost to put them back together, then we'll build them a home.
The Don Sims home was the first hit by the mudslide, and he's already made his decision to move.
We're in the process right now of trying to identify another lot in the same general area within a couple of blocks that we're going to build another house on. It won't be up in the mud flow path at all. We won't build on the same lot we had before.
There's not much left of his old lot or home. The family has stripped the interior of any valuables that survived the flood. Not much did, but one intangible the family took away from this disaster, they say, is much more important.
You reach a point in time and a tragedy occurs in your life, and you're going to keep living. You keep breathing one breath after the other. You keep eating one meal after the other. You get tired and you go to bed and sleep, and you get up and you go about your daily activities. You can either do that with a bad attitude. You can either begrudge life. You can have a sour apples attitude against everybody that you see. Or you can turn around and you can say, well, what's happened has happened. There's not anything that I can really do to change it. So I might as well try to be somewhat optimistic and cheerful about the future, because I think the future will take care of itself better if I have that attitude.